Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to Nation Now. I'm Aaron Lingdo. Let's begin with the top story. Now, amidst the ongoing controversy over the suspended BJP leader Nupur Sharma's remarks on Prophet Muhammad, terrorist organization Al-Qaeda in the subcontinent, or AQIS, has threatened suicide attacks in several cities of India. In a statement issued on the 6th of June, the terrorist organization threatened of attacks in New Delhi, Mumbai, Gujarat, and Uttar Pradesh. The statement comes amid widespread anger in West Asian countries over the controversial remarks on Prophet Muhammad made by the two former BJP functionaries. Well, several Gulf nations have also summoned the Indian envoys over the remarks against Prophet Muhammad. Well, earlier on Monday, the Delhi police has provided security to Nupur Sharma and her family after an FIR was registered on her complaint that she was receiving death threats over her controversial remarks. Now, meanwhile, intelligence agencies are on high alert after the Al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent threat of suicide bombings in Indian cities and states to avenge the insult to the Prophet. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh today said that Vietnam is an important partner in India's Act East policy and the Indo-Pacific vision, adding that India and Vietnam share a comprehensive strategic partnership and defense cooperation is a key pillar of this partnership. Now, the defense minister landed in Vietnam in the wee hours today to begin his three-day visit to the Southeast Asian country. While the visit aims to strengthen maritime security cooperation amid China's growing threat in the region. Now, on the first day of his visit, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh visited the mausoleum of the founding father of Vietnam, the former President Ho Chi Minh, and paid homage to the great leader. While Singh held a bilateral meeting with Vietnam's Minister of National Defense General Pham Van Giang in Hanoi. He is also scheduled to call on the President of Vietnam, Nguyen Xuan Phu, and the Prime Minister, Pham Minh Chinh. Now, at the Hong Ha shipyard in Hai Phong, Rajnath Singh will preside over the handling of ceremony of the 12th high-speed guard boats constructed under the Government of India's $100 million defense line of credit to Vietnam. Now, the Raksha Mantri will also visit the training institutions of Vietnam at the Nha Trang, including the Telecommunication University, where an army software park is being established with $5 million grant from the Government of India. Well, furthermore, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh is also slated to attend a community event organized by the Embassy of India situated in Hanoi and interacted with the Indian diaspora. Now, with the post of Chief of Defense Staff lying vacant for nearly 6 months now after General Bipin Rawat, India's first Chief of Defense Staff, died in a helicopter crash, the government has amended service rules of the armed forces. Now, with these new rules coming into force, making all serving and recently retired 3-star officers, Lieutenant General, Air Marshal, and Vice Admiral under the age of 62 eligible for the post of CDS. The front-runners in this race include former Air Chief Marshal Virendra Singh Dhanoa, the former Army General Manoj Mukund Naravane, the IAF Chief Vivek Ram Chaudhary, and the Navy Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar, and Chairman of Chiefs of Staff Committee, Air Marshal B.R. Krishna. While the government amended the Army Rules 1954, the Naval Ceremonial Conditions of Services and Miscellaneous Regulations of 1963, and the Air Force Regulations of 1964. Now, with the amendment, central government may, if considered necessary, appoint an officer serving as Lieutenant General, Vice Admiral, the Air Marshal, or General, Admiral, Air Chief Marshal as CDS. Well, it further said that the government may extend the service of the CDS for such a period as it may deem necessary, subject to a maximum age of 65. It may be mentioned here that the CDS is the senior most uniformed officer in rank in India's defense forces, or the first among equals. Now, the only four-star officers in the country are the CDS, the chiefs of the Indian Army, the Indian Navy, and the Indian Air Force. And moving on now, a 16-year-old boy in Uttar Pradesh shot dead his mother after she debarred him from playing an online video game. Police said that the juvenile was addicted to playing the only game, Players Unknown Battleground, popularly known as PUBG. Police said they reached the spot together with the forensic team after getting information about the incident. Now, during the investigation, it was revealed that the 16-year-old son shot dead his mother. The minor boy shot dead his mother after she stopped him from playing PUBG. Now, Qasim Abidi, ADCP East Lucknow, said that preliminary probe revealed that the boy was addicted to the game and his mother used to stop him from playing, due to which he committed the incident with his father's pistol. Now, the ADCP further informed that the boy tried to mislead the police during the investigation by, quote unquote, narrating a fake story about some electrician. Now, in a similar incident in March, a resident of Thane in Mumbai was stabbed to death by three friends, allegedly over enmity while playing a PUBG game. While police arrested one accused and held two juveniles in the matter. The deceased, Sahil Yadav, a resident of Vartak Nagar in Thane city, was stabbed by his friends Pranav Mali and two other juveniles after they had a fight while playing PUBG. Well, let's take a look now at India's COVID update. The country witnessed a leap of nearly 41% in the daily COVID cases today as the country logged 5,233 new infections in the past 24 hours. That's informed by the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. On Tuesday, India had reported 3,714 COVID cases. While this increase is believed to be led by the surge in COVID cases in Maharashtra, while the state reported 1,881 new coronavirus cases last evening, which is the highest since February the 18th. Now, with this surge in COVID cases, the active caseload in the country stands at 28,857, constituting 0.07% of India's total positive cases. Now, the daily and weekly positivity rates have also seen a surge. Now, the daily positivity rate was observed to be 1.67% in the past 24 hours, while the weekly positivity rate was recorded to be 1.12. Now, as per the ministry's data, the daily positivity rate on Tuesday was 1.21%, and the weekly positivity rate was 0.97%. Now, the last 24 hours also saw 3,345 recoveries, taking the total recoveries to 4,26,36,710, while India's recovery rate is currently at 98.72%. Now, meanwhile, COVID-19 vaccination for the age group between 12 to 14 years began on March the 16th, 2022. Now, so far, more than 3.46 crore adolescents have been administered the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine. And on to some international updates. Oscar-winning actor Matthew McConaughey took the podium at the White House on Tuesday to deliver a powerful and emotional appeal for quote-unquote gun responsibility following the massacre at an elementary school in his hometown of Uvalde, Texas. Now, 52-year-old McConaughey said that the country is seeing a window of opportunity right now that they could not have seen before. A window where it seems like real change can happen. McConaughey, who visited Uvalde and met with families of the victims after 19 children and 2 teachers were shot dead on May the 24th, spoke powerfully about some of the children who died. While he displayed a colorful drawing made by Alethea Ramirez, a 10-year-old who had wanted to attend art school in Paris one day. McConaughey also pointed out a pair of green Converse shoes held by his wife, Camila Alves, which belonged to another of the victims, Mayte Rodriguez. Now, McConaughey, who met with President Joe Biden and members of the Congress before addressing the White House press corps, said that the families of the victims told him that they wanted to make their loss matter. Matthew said that the country needs to invest in mental health care, safer schools, and need to restore American values and responsible gun ownership. Well, he further added the background checks and minimum age to purchase an AR-15 rifle should be increased to 21.
That we met two of the grieving parents, Ryan and Jessica Ramirez. Their 10-year-old daughter, Alethea. She was one of the 19 children that were killed the day before. We also met Anna and Danilo, the mom and the stepdad of 9-year-old Maite Rodriguez. Maite wore green high-top Converse with a heart she had hand-drawn on the right toe because they represented her love of nature. Camilla's got these shoes. Can you show these shoes, please? Wore these every day. Green Converse with a heart on the right toe. These are the same green Converse on her feet that turned out to be the only clear evidence that could identify her after the shooting. How about that? But again, you know what every one of these parents wanted, what they asked us for? What every parent separately expressed in their own way to Camilla and me? That they want their children's dreams to live on. That they want their children's dreams to continue to accomplish something after they are gone. They want to make their loss of life matter. Look, we heard from so many people, right? Families of the deceased, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, Texas Rangers, hunters, Border Patrol, and responsible gun owners who won't give up their Second Amendment right to bear arms. And you know what they all said? We want secure and safe schools, and we want gun laws that won't make it so easy for the bad guys to get these damn guns. We need background checks. We need to raise the minimum age to purchase an AR-15 rifle to 21. We need a waiting period for those rifles. We need red flag laws and consequences for those who abuse them. And look, as divided as our country is, this gun responsibility issue is one that we agree on more than we don't. It really is.
And moving forward now onto updates on the Delhi Health Minister and the Aam Aadmi Party leader Satyandra Jain's money laundering case. Well, the Enforcement Directorate is very likely to seek an extension of custody. Delhi Health Minister Satyandra Jain was arrested by the ED on the 30th of May under the criminal sections of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Now, Jain will be in the ED's custody till the 9th of June. Now, with the seizure of huge amount of cash and gold coins from the premises of Jain and his associates on Monday, it is most likely for the ED to seek an extension in custody of Jain. It may be mentioned here that the Enforcement Directorate in day-long operation on Monday seized cash worth over rupees 2.82 crores from the premises of Delhi Health Minister Satyandra Jain and his associates. Now, apart from that, 133 gold coins weighing 1.80 kg in total, various incriminating documents and digital records have also been seized by the central agency. While the ED conducted raids at the residence of Delhi Health Minister Satyandra Jain as part of a money laundering investigation being conducted against him. Now, the raids, including that at the residential premises of Jain in New Delhi and certain other locations, are being conducted as part of a follow-up in the case. Well, this is not all. The central agency had earlier provisionally attached assets worth rupees 4.81 crore of Jain's family and companies beneficially owned and controlled by him as part of a money laundering probe.
ये है वो ईमानदारी का प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण जो अरविंद केजरीवाल दावा करते हैं अपने पार्टी की ओर से कि वो सबसे ईमानदार हैं, उनकी पार्टी सबसे ज्यादा ईमानदार है। ये उसका प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण आज कई सारे मीडिया चैनल्स पर भी देखने मिला और अभी ईडी के ऑफिशियल हैंडल से ये सार्वजनिक भी की गई है जानकारी जो आप लोग दिखा रहे थे कि किस प्रकार से अरविंद केजरीवाल के सबसे खास आदमी सत्येंद्र जैन उनके करीबियों से और उनसे 2 करोड़ से ज्यादा का कैश और लगभग 2 किलो सोना, 133 गोल्ड कॉइन्स बरामद हुए हैं। ये उनकी ईमानदारी का प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण है। वैसे तो प्रत्यक्ष को प्रमाण की आवश्यकता नहीं होती है, परंतु समझ में नहीं आता कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, जो सबसे ज्यादा ईमानदारी की कमीज पहनने का दावा करते हैं, उनकी क्या ऐसी मजबूरी है कि आज तक वो दिल्ली के हेल्थ मिनिस्टर से बने हवालात मिनिस्टर, उनके खास मित्र और खास व्यक्ति सत्येंद्र जैन का इस्तीफा नहीं ले पा रहे।
Now, in a horrific incident, a minor girl was allegedly raped inside a moving bus in Betiar area of Bihar's West Champaran district. Well, the incident came to light when the victim was found in a semi-conscious state inside the bus. Now, 2 of the 3 accused, a bus driver, the conductor, and his accomplice, have been arrested by the police. The driver is absconding. Now, the survivor, in her statement to the police, has said that the accomplice convinced her to board the bus to drop her in Patna. Now, as she boarded the bus, the driver took the bypass road with the intention to commit the crime. Well, she was then given a spiked drink, following which she fell unconscious and the 3 men gang raped her, the survivor said. Now, the accused then locked her inside the bus and fled the spot. And when she came back to her senses, she began knocking on the door of the bus from inside, and people who were passing by opened the door and informed the police, who took her to safety and launched an investigation. Now, taking cognizance of the statement given by the girl, the police immediately seized the bus and arrested 2 of the accused. Now, meanwhile, the incident has triggered panic in the entire region, reminding people of the gruesome Delhi gang rape case in 2012 that shook the entire country. Well, meanwhile, we have reactions coming in from the BJP national spokesperson, Sanjay Mayuk. Let's listen in.
यह सरकार किसी दोषी को बख्शने वाली नहीं है। सत्ता कभी यहाँ अपराध को संरक्षण देती थी। नीतीश कुमार की सरकार अपराध को संरक्षण नहीं देती है, इसलिए दोषी बख्शा नहीं जाएगा। इस दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना की जांच कराई जाएगी और निश्चित तौर पर दोषियों को पर कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
And on to sports now. The man with the most number of Grand Slam titles, Rafael Nadal, has opened up on his chronic foot injury that needed numbing injections in Paris during the recent French Open. Nadal said he would probably not have played any Grand Slam other than the French Open with the injury. The 14-time Roland Garros champion said it was the most unexpected of his French Open titles, but he would not have played any other Grand Slam. The Spaniard said that Roland Garros is a part of his career's history and it has the most important place in his career. When asked between choosing the Olympics and the French Open when Roland Garros hosted the 2 tournaments in 2014, Nadal, who has won both titles, said that the French Open would have his preference. Well, he said that the Olympics is the most important event in the world of sports and it is difficult to choose, but possibly Roland Garros is a little more special for him. Well, Nadal added, well, the Spaniard's record extending triumph on the Paris clay earned him an all-time best 22nd men's singles major with a 6-3, 6-3, 6-0 crushing of Norway's Kasper Ruud and put him 2 titles clear of Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic.
Would you have played any other Grand Slam in these conditions?
Probably not. I think after 14, we have been under very important emotions a lot of times, no? But yeah, probably the most unexpected, surprising, and all the things that I had to do to play the event makes the title one of the most emotional and specials. I always had the confidence now because that I will be able to play because as I explained yesterday, I am playing with the with no feelings on the foot, with the foot asleep, because I had the injections of anesthetic to the nerve. But the problem is not only the match, no, is the practices and all the preparation, no. So yeah, I never thought about not playing here, but I thought that probably will be very difficult to be competitive.
And staying with sports, with high hopes, India will be taking on a much lower-ranked Cambodia at the iconic Salt Lake Stadium in Kolkata as they strive to qualify for the AFC Asian Cup Finals. Tonight's match at the Salt Lake will be the third round of the 2023 AFC Asian Cup qualifiers, with 106th ranked India looking to sweep over 171st ranked Cambodia. While speaking ahead of the match, India football head coach Igor Stymac believes his team is fully prepared. However, Stymac warned of complacency given that India are the favourites and the highest ranked team in the group, and stated that he doesn't want his players to get too ahead of themselves, with the only focus being on the opponent they are up against. While the head coach said that the team should not look at the rankings and Cambodia did not come here just to participate. They came here with the same desire to win the games. While India is chasing a fifth appearance in the Asian Cup Finals tournament, the Blue Tigers aim to qualify for back-to-back Asian Cups for the first time ever. Previously, India has featured in the 1964, 1984, 2011 and 2019 editions. Now, after the match against Cambodia, India will face Afghanistan and Hong Kong in Group D. All matches will be played at the iconic Salt Lake Stadium in Kolkata, while India bowed out of the race to qualify for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar back in 2019. The national team is aiming to make it into the quadrennial global event in 2026, where the tournament will be expanded to 48 teams, featuring 8 from Asia. Well, the latest Manipuri footballer in the Indian Super League is midfielder Yumkhai Jitoshwar Singh. Now, the young footballer has signed a multi-year agreement with the Indian Super League club Chennai FC ahead of the 2022-23 season. Jiteshwar will be joining Marina Machans following an impressive outing for Naroka FC in the I-League last season, in which he was adjudged the best emerging player of the season. Now, the Manipuri footballer had produced 1 assist and spent over 1,500 minutes on the pitch, featuring in 12 leagues and 5 championship stage matches. Chennai FC co-owner Vita Dani said in a statement that the club is excited to see Jiteshwar in Chennai FC colours, especially after being awarded the best emerging player of the season in the I-League last year. Now, the 20-year-old will look to add youthful energy to Chennai FC's midfield, consisting of last season's skipper Anirudh Thapa, who was retained by the club earlier on a 2-year deal. A defensive midfielder, Jitoshwar has played in 3 I-League seasons in his career so far, since making his professional debut with Orange Brigade in 2020. He also appeared for Kolkata-based Bhawanipur FC on 3 occasions in the I-League qualifiers during a short loan spell in 2020. Jiteshwar has played 40 professional matches in his career, which also includes 2 assists. Now, the Assam Cabinet is all set to announce the names of 2 additional ministers today. Now, notably, there will be a rejig in the cabinet, with portfolios of several ministers expected to be changed. It may be mentioned here that the Social Welfare Department, as well as the Department of Welfare of Plain Tribes and the Backward Class, or the WPTBC, has been dissolved and 3 new departments have been formed. So the Social Welfare Department will now be replaced by 2 departments, namely Women and Child Welfare and Social Justice Empowerment. Now, likewise, the WPTBC will be replaced by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Plains. All right, well, the Assam Cabinet is all set to announce the names of 2 additional ministers today. Notably, there will be rejig in the cabinet with portfolios of several ministers expected to be changed. And it may be mentioned here that the Social Welfare Department, as well as the Department of Welfare of Plain Tribes and Backward Class, or WPTBC, has been dissolved and 3 new departments have been formed. So the Social Welfare Department will now be replaced by 2 departments, namely Women and Child Welfare and Social Justice Empowerment. Likewise, the WPTBC will be replaced by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Plains.
অহাকালি 3টা বজাত শ্ৰীমন্ত শংকৰদেৱ কলাক্ষেত্ৰত শপত গ্ৰহণ হ'ব আৰু গধূলি 4টাৰ পৰা 6 বজাৰ ভিতৰত শপত গ্ৰহণ কৰিবলগীয়া মন্ত্ৰী 2জনৰ নাম ঘোষণা কৰা হ'ব। দুজন মন্ত্ৰীয়ে শপত গ্ৰহণ কৰিব আৰু 2জন মন্ত্ৰীয়ে ভাৰতীয় জনতা পাৰ্টিৰ পৰাই হ'ব।
And with that story, we end Nation Now. I'm Aaron Lingdo. Thanks for watching.
Northeast Live, the most viewed news channel in the region. On YouTube, unmatched coverage. Oh, wow.